Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Seneca, they tell you comfort is the goal. They tell you to seek safety, security, a predictable life. They sell you the dream of a warm bed and a steady paycheck. They lie. Comfort is a cage. It's a gilded prison built by those who profit from your stagnation. They want you docile, predictable, easy to manage. A comfortable man is a controlled man. He's afraid to take risks, afraid to challenge the status quo, afraid to lose the comfort he's been conditioned to crave. He's a cog in their machine, blindly accepting their narrative, never questioning their authority. We are not. We see the lie. We understand that true growth, true power, lies outside the boundaries of comfort. It lives in the realm of the uncomfortable, the challenging, the unknown. It demands courage, resilience, and a willingness to confront the harsh realities of the world. Comfort breeds complacency. It dulls the senses, weakens the spirit, and suffocates ambition. A comfortable man becomes a spectator in his own life, passively watching as opportunities pass him by. He avoids discomfort like the plague, never pushing himself beyond his self-imposed limitations. He becomes stagnant, predictable, and ultimately irrelevant. He trades potential for predictability, greatness for mediocrity. He chooses the illusion of safety over the reality of growth. We reject this path. We embrace the discomfort, the struggle, the pain that comes with pushing boundaries. We understand that true strength is forged in the fires of adversity. It's not found in the soft embrace of comfort. The comfortable man is easily manipulated. He seeks validation from external sources, craving approval and acceptance. He fears rejection, criticism, and any disruption to his carefully constructed comfort zone. This makes him vulnerable to propaganda, to manipulation, to the insidious forces that seek to control him. He believes what he's told, accepts the narrative he's fed, and never questions the motives of those in power. He's a sheep blindly following the flock, unaware of the cliff edge that awaits him. We are not sheep. We question everything. We challenge the narrative. We seek the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. We understand that true freedom comes from independent thought, from questioning authority, from refusing to be controlled. They tell you to avoid conflict, to seek harmony, to be agreeable. They tell you that confrontation is unproductive, that compromise is always the best solution. They lie. Conflict is essential for growth. It's the crucible in which ideas are tested, refined, and strengthened. It forces you to confront your own beliefs, to defend your position, and to evolve your thinking. Avoiding conflict is avoiding growth. It's stagnating in a pool of mediocrity, afraid to challenge the status quo. True progress comes from challenging assumptions, from questioning authority, from pushing back against the established order. We embrace conflict. We understand that it's a necessary ingredient for progress, for innovation, for the pursuit of truth. The comfortable man seeks pleasure, avoids pain, and lives for the moment. He prioritizes instant gratification over long-term goals, seeking fleeting moments of happiness rather than enduring satisfaction. He indulges in distractions, avoids responsibility, and postpones difficult decisions. He's a hedonist, driven by impulse, controlled by his desires. He lacks discipline, focus, and the ability to delay gratification. He's a slave to his impulses, never achieving true mastery or fulfillment. We are not driven by fleeting pleasures. We understand the power of delayed gratification, the satisfaction of achieving long-term goals, the fulfillment of living a life of purpose. We embrace discipline, focus, and the ability to control our impulses. They tell you to be humble, to be grateful for what you have, to not be greedy. They tell you that ambition is a vice, that success is a matter of luck, that you should be content with your lot in life. They lie. Ambition is a virtue. It's the driving force behind progress, the engine of innovation, the spark of greatness. To be content is to stagnate. To lack ambition is to lack purpose. The world rewards those who strive, who persevere, who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Success is not a matter of luck. It's a product of hard work, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. We are ambitious. We strive for greatness. We refuse to be content with mediocrity. We understand that the world is ours for the taking, and we will not rest until we achieve our full potential. Comfort is a drug. It numbs the mind, weakens the body, and destroys the spirit. It's a slow, insidious poison that robs you of your potential and leaves you a shell of your former self. It's a trap designed to keep you compliant, controlled, and incapable of challenging the status quo. It's the enemy of progress, the antithesis of growth, and the ultimate obstacle to achieving true greatness. We are not addicts. We are warriors. We fight against the allure of comfort, the seductive whispers of complacency, and the insidious forces that seek to control us. We embrace the discomfort, the challenge, the struggle. We understand that true strength is forged in the fires of adversity, and that true freedom comes from breaking free from the chains of comfort. We are the resistance. We are the awakened. We are the men who refuse to be comfortable. The human mind is wired for survival, not happiness. This inherent programming prioritizes safety and predictability, often at the expense of growth and fulfillment. Comfort, in this context, becomes a deceptive refuge, a perceived state of security that masks a deeper stagnation. The pursuit of comfort, therefore, is often a subconscious attempt to minimize risk, to avoid the potential pain and uncertainty that inevitably accompany progress. This ingrained aversion to discomfort is reinforced by societal conditioning, a constant barrage of messages that equate happiness with ease, convenience, and the absence of challenge. From a young age, we are taught to seek pleasure and avoid pain, to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term growth. This creates a dependency on comfort, a cycle of seeking temporary relief that ultimately undermines our potential. The psychology of comfort is rooted in fear, a primal instinct that compels us to seek safety and security. This fear can manifest in various forms, from the fear of failure to the fear of social disapproval. These fears can be paralyzing, preventing us from taking risks, pursuing our dreams, and challenging the status quo. The pursuit of comfort becomes a form of self-preservation, a way to avoid the potential pain and humiliation of failure. However, true growth requires vulnerability, a willingness to embrace uncertainty, and a capacity to learn from our mistakes. Comfort, on the other hand, fosters complacency, a state of intellectual and emotional stagnation that prevents us from adapting to new challenges and evolving into our best selves. The illusion of control is another key component of the comfort trap. We often seek comfort in routines, habits, and familiar environments because they provide a sense of predictability and control. This desire for control is understandable, but it can also be limiting. By clinging to the familiar, we insulate ourselves from new experiences, new perspectives, and new opportunities. True growth requires us to relinquish control, to embrace uncertainty, and to be open to the unexpected. The comfort zone is a psychological construct, a self-imposed boundary that limits our potential. It's a state of mind where we feel safe, secure, and in control. However, it's also a place where we stagnate, where we fail to grow, and where we ultimately limit our potential. Stepping outside of our comfort zone is essential for personal growth, but it's also inherently uncomfortable. It requires us to confront our fears, to challenge our assumptions, and to embrace the unknown. This process can be painful, but it's also incredibly rewarding. By pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones, we expand our horizons, develop new skills, and discover hidden strengths. The brain is a remarkable organ, capable of adapting to new challenges and learning new skills. However, it also tends to resist change, preferring the familiar and the predictable. This resistance to change is often manifested as procrastination, self-doubt, and a general reluctance to step outside of our comfort zones. To overcome this resistance, it's important to understand the underlying mechanisms at play. The brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, to conserve energy and maintain the status quo. When we attempt to step outside of our comfort zones, the brain perceives this as a threat and triggers a stress response. This stress response can manifest in various ways, from anxiety and fear to physical symptoms like increased heart rate and sweating. To overcome this resistance, it's important to gradually expose ourselves to new challenges, to break down large goals into smaller, more manageable steps, and to celebrate our successes along the way. The key is to make the process of growth as comfortable as possible, to minimize the perceived threat, and to reinforce the positive associations with change. The ability to tolerate discomfort is a crucial skill for success in any field. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an athlete, or an artist, you will inevitably face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The ability to persevere through these difficult times, to push through the pain and discomfort, is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. This requires a certain level of mental toughness, a resilience that is cultivated through repeated exposure to adversity. The more you challenge yourself, the more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more resilient you become. You learn to tolerate discomfort, to embrace the struggle, and to find strength in the face of adversity. This mental toughness is not something that you're born with. It's something that you develop over time through consistent effort and a willingness to push yourself beyond your limits. The world is a dynamic and ever-changing place. Those who cling to comfort, who resist change, are destined to be left behind. The future belongs to those who embrace discomfort, who are willing to take risks, and who are constantly striving to improve themselves. The path to greatness is not paved with comfort and ease. It's forged through struggle, sacrifice, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. The choice is yours. You can choose to remain comfortable, to stagnate and fade into obscurity, or you can choose to embrace discomfort, to challenge yourself, and to strive for greatness. Consider the world of high-stakes poker. It's a perfect microcosm of this principle, a brutal arena where fortunes are won and lost on the turn of a card. It's not about luck. It's about the calculated management of risk and the unwavering ability to withstand intense psychological pressure. Imagine yourself at the table, surrounded by sharks who have dedicated their lives to mastering the game. They're not just playing cards, they're playing you. They're analyzing your every twitch, your every hesitation, searching for weaknesses to exploit. You might start with a decent hand, a promising opportunity, but the odds are stacked against you. The other players are masters of deception, capable of bluffing their way to victory with nothing but air. The pressure is immense. Every decision carries significant weight. Every bet could be your last. The comfortable player folds, hoping for a better spot, a sure thing. But in high-stakes poker, sure things are rare. The only way to win is to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, to take calculated risks, to make bold plays that others are afraid to make. This requires a deep understanding of game theory, probability, and psychology. You need to be able to read your opponents, to anticipate their moves, and to manipulate their perceptions. You need to be able to control your emotions, to remain calm and focused even when facing immense pressure. Imagine you're holding a mediocre hand, but you sense weakness in your opponent. They've been playing conservatively, showing signs of doubt. You decide to bluff, to push all your chips into the pot, forcing them to make a difficult decision. Your heart is pounding, your palms are sweating, but you maintain a poker face, projecting an image of confidence and strength. Your opponent hesitates, agonizing over the decision. They know that you could be holding a monster hand or you could be bluffing. The pressure is on them now. After what seems like an eternity, they fold, surrendering the pot to you. You've won not because you had the best hand, but because you were willing to take a risk, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to exert psychological pressure on your opponent. This is the essence of success in any field. It's not about being the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. It's about being the most resilient, the most adaptable, and the most willing to embrace discomfort. The high-stakes poker table is a cruel but effective teacher. It forces you to confront your fears, to manage your emotions, and to make difficult decisions under pressure. It teaches you the value of calculated risk, the importance of psychological warfare, and the power of unwavering self-belief. The lessons learned at the poker table can be applied to any area of your life. Whether you're negotiating a business deal, launching a new venture, or pursuing a personal goal, the ability to tolerate discomfort, to manage risk, and to exert psychological pressure will give you a significant advantage. The comfortable path leads to mediocrity. The path to greatness is paved with discomfort, risk, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Embrace the challenge, push yourself beyond your limits, and never be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. The trap is comfort. It's the seductive lullaby that whispers promises of ease and security but delivers only stagnation and decay. Most men crave comfort. They seek out the familiar, the predictable, the risk-free. They build their lives around avoiding discomfort, minimizing stress, and maximizing pleasure. They believe that happiness lies in a life of ease, free from hardship and struggle. This is a lie, a carefully constructed delusion that keeps them tethered to mediocrity. The truth is that growth only occurs outside of your comfort zone. It's in the crucible of challenge and adversity that you are forged into something stronger, more resilient, and more capable. The weak fail because they prioritize comfort over growth. They choose the easy path, the safe option, the readily available reward. They avoid risk, shy away from challenge, and cling to the illusion of security. They are like plants that are never pruned, growing wild and untamed, their potential choked by unchecked growth and lack of discipline. They become soft, weak, and vulnerable, easily broken by the inevitable storms of life. The world is not a gentle place. It's a harsh, unforgiving arena where only the strong survive. Those who seek comfort will be crushed under the weight of their own complacency. They will be left behind, watching as others seize opportunities and achieve greatness while they remain trapped in their self-imposed prison of comfort. The comfortable man fears the unknown. He clings to the familiar, even if it's detrimental to his growth. He avoids new experiences, new challenges, and new perspectives. He is afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of looking foolish. This fear paralyzes him, preventing him from taking the risks necessary to achieve his goals. He rationalizes his inaction, convincing himself that he's being prudent, responsible, or realistic. But the truth is that he's simply afraid. He's afraid of the discomfort that comes with stepping outside of his comfort zone. He's afraid of the potential for failure, the possibility of pain, the risk of rejection. And so he remains stagnant, trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, never realizing his full potential. The comfortable man seeks validation from others. He needs constant reassurance that he's on the right path, that he's making the right decisions, that he's good enough. He craves approval and avoids criticism at all costs. He surrounds himself with people who will tell him what he wants to hear, who will reinforce his existing beliefs, who will protect him from the harsh realities of the world. This need for validation makes him vulnerable to manipulation. He becomes a puppet, dancing to the tune of those who seek to control him. He loses his sense of self, his sense of purpose, his sense of direction. He becomes a shell of a man, empty and unfulfilled, desperately seeking meaning in the validation of others. The comfortable man avoids responsibility. He blames others for his failures, makes excuses for his shortcomings, and refuses to take ownership of his life. He sees himself as a victim of circumstance, a pawn in a game he can't control. He believes that success is a matter of luck, that some people are simply born with advantages that he doesn't have. This belief absolves him of the need to take action, to work hard, to persevere through adversity. He remains passive, waiting for opportunities to fall into his lap, waiting for someone else to solve his problems, waiting for the world to change in his favor. But the world doesn't work that way. Success is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of taking responsibility for your life, of setting goals, of working hard, of overcoming obstacles, of never giving up. The comfortable man will never understand this. He will remain trapped in his cycle of victimhood, blaming others for his failures, while others seize opportunities and achieve greatness. The comfortable man prioritizes short-term pleasure over long-term gain. He indulges in instant gratification, neglecting the consequences of his actions. He spends his money on frivolous things, neglecting his savings and investments. He eats unhealthy food, neglecting his health and well-being. He procrastinates on important tasks, neglecting his responsibilities and goals. He lives for the moment without considering the future. This short-sightedness leads to ruin. He accumulates debt, ruins his health, and jeopardizes his future. He becomes a slave to his impulses, unable to resist the allure of instant gratification. He loses sight of his long-term goals, sacrificing his future for the sake of immediate pleasure. He is a fool, trading his birthright for a mess of pottage. The comfortable man is easily distracted. He flits from one thing to another, never fully committing to anything. He is bombarded with information, constantly distracted by notifications, emails, and social media. He loses his focus, his concentration, his ability to think deeply. He becomes a superficial thinker, incapable of understanding complex issues or developing innovative solutions. He is a victim of the attention economy, his mind fragmented and scattered, unable to focus on anything for more than a few seconds. He is a puppet, dancing to the tune of the algorithms, his attention constantly being pulled in different directions. He loses his ability to think for himself, to make independent decisions, to pursue his own goals. He becomes a slave to the distractions that surround him, never realizing his full potential. Comfort is a mirage. It's an illusion that promises happiness but delivers only emptiness. It's a trap that keeps you from reaching your full potential. The path to greatness is paved with discomfort, risk, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Embrace the challenge, push yourself beyond your limits, and never be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. The weak man loves the darkness. He hides from the light of truth, preferring the comfortable shadows of ignorance and denial. He avoids uncomfortable conversations, suppresses difficult emotions, and ignores inconvenient facts. He builds his life on a foundation of lies, both to himself and to others. He is afraid of what he might discover if he were to confront the truth. He is afraid of the pain, the discomfort, the disruption that might result from acknowledging reality. He prefers to live in a fantasy world where everything is easy, comfortable, and predictable. But the truth always has a way of surfacing. It may be delayed, but it cannot be denied forever. And when the truth finally breaks through, it will shatter the weak man's illusions, leaving him vulnerable and exposed. The strong man, on the other hand, embraces the truth, no matter how painful or uncomfortable it may be. He seeks out knowledge, confronts his fears, and acknowledges his weaknesses. He understands that growth only occurs when we are willing to face reality, even when it's unpleasant. He builds his life on a foundation of truth, honesty, and integrity. He is resilient, adaptable, and capable of weathering any storm. He is a force to be reckoned with, a man who knows his own mind and is not afraid to speak it. The choice is yours. Do you want to live in the comfortable shadows of ignorance and denial, or do you want to embrace the truth and become the strongest version of yourself? The path to power is paved with uncomfortable truths. To navigate the world effectively, you must see it as it is, not as you wish it to be. This requires a cold, detached analysis, free from sentimentality and wishful thinking. The world doesn't care about your feelings. It operates according to immutable laws and principles. Understanding these laws is the key to manipulating them to your advantage. Machiavelli understood this implicitly. He advocated for a pragmatic approach to politics, one that prioritized effectiveness over morality. He argued that a ruler must be willing to lie, cheat, and even kill if necessary to maintain power. This is not to say that Machiavelli condoned evil for its own sake, but rather that he recognized that the pursuit of power often requires making difficult choices. He understood that the world is a dangerous place, and that those who are unwilling to play dirty will inevitably be exploited by those who are. The modern world is no different, and those who succeed are the ones who have embraced the Machiavellian mindset. Embrace the reality of human nature. People are fundamentally self-interested, driven by a desire for power, status, and wealth. They are easily manipulated by their emotions, their biases, and their fears. They are often irrational, inconsistent, and unpredictable. To believe otherwise is to be naive and vulnerable. Acknowledge these truths and use them to your advantage. Understand the motivations of others, exploit their weaknesses, and anticipate their moves. Cultivate a reputation for ruthlessness. Let others know that you are not to be trifled with. Be willing to use force when necessary to defend your interests, but be careful not to become gratuitously violent or cruel. Excessively aggressive behavior can alienate potential allies and provoke retaliation. A reputation for controlled ruthlessness is far more effective than one of unbridled rage. People will think twice before crossing you if they know that you are capable of inflicting serious pain. Master the art of deception. Learn to lie convincingly, to manipulate information, and to conceal your true intentions. Deception is a powerful weapon, but it must be used with caution. If you are caught lying, your credibility will be damaged, and it will be difficult to regain the trust of others. Choose your lies carefully and make sure that they are believable. The best lies are those that are closest to the truth. Use the truth as a shield to conceal your deceptions. People are more likely to believe a lie if it is surrounded by elements of truth. Learn to read people. Pay attention to their body language, their tone of voice, and their facial expressions. These nonverbal cues can reveal hidden emotions and intentions. Be observant and perceptive, and you will be able to see through their masks and understand their true motivations. This skill is invaluable in negotiations, business dealings, and personal relationships. The ability to read people allows you to anticipate their actions and react accordingly. Exploit the weaknesses of others. Everyone has vulnerabilities, whether they are physical, emotional, or intellectual. Identify these weaknesses and exploit them to your advantage. This does not mean that you should take pleasure in hurting others, but rather that you should be willing to use their weaknesses as leverage to achieve your goals. In a competitive environment, those who are willing to exploit the vulnerabilities of their rivals are more likely to succeed. Cultivate a network of informants and spies. Gather information about your enemies, your allies, and your competitors. Knowledge is power, and the more you know about the world around you, the better equipped you will be to navigate it successfully. Pay people for information and cultivate relationships that allow you to receive information passively. A good intelligence network can provide you with valuable insights and early warnings, giving you a strategic advantage over your rivals. Master the art of manipulation. Learn to influence the thoughts, feelings, and actions of others. There are many techniques of manipulation, including flattery, guilt-tripping, intimidation, and persuasion. Use these techniques judiciously and ethically, but do not hesitate to use them when necessary to achieve your goals. The ability to manipulate others is a crucial skill for leaders, negotiators, and anyone who wants to get ahead in life. Cultivate a thick skin. Be prepared to face criticism, rejection, and betrayal. The world is full of people who will try to tear you down, to undermine your efforts, and to sabotage your success. Do not let their negativity affect you. Develop a strong sense of self-worth and believe in your own abilities. Ignore the haters and focus on your goals. Resilience is essential for survival in a competitive world. Always be one step ahead. Think strategically and plan for the future. Anticipate potential problems and develop contingency plans. Be prepared to adapt to changing circumstances and to seize opportunities as they arise. The ability to think ahead is a hallmark of successful leaders and entrepreneurs. Those who are able to anticipate the future are more likely to be able to shape it to their advantage. Learn to control your emotions. Do not let your anger, fear, or sadness cloud your judgment. Make decisions based on logic and reason, not on emotion. Emotional decisions are often irrational and lead to poor outcomes. Cultivate a sense of detachment and observe your emotions without being controlled by them. This skill is particularly important in high-pressure situations, where the ability to remain calm and focused can make the difference between success and failure. Never reveal your true intentions. Keep your cards close to your chest and let others underestimate you. Surprise is a powerful weapon, and you can use it to your advantage by concealing your true motives. Let your actions speak for themselves, but do not telegraph your moves in advance. The less others know about your plans, the less likely they are to be able to thwart them. Embrace ambiguity and uncertainty. The world is a chaotic and unpredictable place, and it is impossible to know everything for certain. Learn to make decisions with incomplete information and to adapt to changing circumstances. Those who are comfortable with ambiguity are more likely to be successful in the long run. Rigidity leads to failure. Adaptability ensures that one survives. Learn from your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but successful people learn from them and use them as opportunities for growth. Analyze your failures, identify the lessons that can be learned, and adjust your strategies accordingly. Do not dwell on your past mistakes, but do not forget them either. Use them as a source of wisdom and experience. Failure is a learning opportunity in disguise. Be willing to take risks. The greatest rewards often come from taking calculated risks. Do not be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and to try new things. But be sure to weigh the potential risks and rewards carefully before making a decision. And always have a backup plan in case things do not go as planned. Calculated risks can lead to great successes, but reckless risks can lead to ruin. Cultivate a sense of detachment. Do not become too attached to people, possessions, or ideas. Everything in life is temporary and subject to change. Learn to let go of things that are no longer serving you and to move on to new opportunities. Attachment leads to suffering, while detachment leads to freedom. The ability to detach yourself from the external world is essential for maintaining inner peace and resilience. Be patient and persistent. Success rarely comes quickly or easily. It requires hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Do not be discouraged by setbacks or failures. Keep your eye on the prize and keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. Patience and persistence are essential qualities for anyone who wants to achieve great things. Never be satisfied. Always strive to improve yourself and to achieve more. Complacency is the enemy of progress. Never rest on your laurels and always be looking for new challenges and opportunities. The pursuit of excellence is a lifelong journey, not a destination. There is always room for improvement, and those who are willing to continuously learn and grow are more likely to succeed in the long run. Understand the illusion of morality. Societal morality is a construct, a tool used by the powerful to control the masses. Question its validity and recognize its limitations. Morality is situational, a matter of perspective, often serving the interests of those in power. True freedom lies in understanding this and acting accordingly, unbound by artificial constraints. Recognize moral pronouncements as tools for manipulation and subjugation. Embrace the paradox of power. To truly lead, you must be willing to serve. To gain control, you must relinquish it. To be strong, you must acknowledge your weaknesses. These contradictions are not weaknesses but sources of strength. Understanding them is the key to unlocking your full potential. The world is not black and white, but a complex tapestry of competing forces, and those who are able to navigate this complexity are the ones who will ultimately prevail. Power demands a constant reassessment of your position. The landscape is ever shifting, and what works today may fail tomorrow. Complacency is a death sentence in the realm of power. Therefore, cultivate a state of perpetual vigilance, always observing, always analyzing, always adapting. This relentless self-critique and strategic recalibration is the price of sustained influence. The greatest weapon is not force, but influence. True power lies not in brute strength, but in the ability to shape the thoughts and actions of others. Master the art of persuasion, cultivate relationships with key individuals, and control the flow of information. Influence is the subtle art of getting others to do what you want, without them even realizing they are being manipulated. Learn to exploit the weaknesses of the system. Every system, no matter how seemingly impenetrable, has vulnerabilities. Identify these weaknesses and exploit them to your advantage. This requires a deep understanding of how the system operates, as well as a willingness to challenge its assumptions. Those who are able to exploit the weaknesses of the system are the ones who will ultimately control it. Understand the law of unintended consequences. Every action has ripple effects, some of which are impossible to predict. Therefore, think carefully before you act and consider the potential consequences of your actions. Be prepared to adapt to unforeseen circumstances and to mitigate the negative effects of unintended consequences. The law of unintended consequences is a constant reminder that the world is a complex and unpredictable place, and that even the best-laid plans can go awry. Cultivate a sense of self-reliance. Do not depend on others for your success. Rely on your own abilities, your own intelligence, and your own resourcefulness. Those who are self-reliant are more likely to be successful in the long run. The ability to stand on your own 2 feet is essential for survival in a competitive world. Master the art of timing. Knowing when to act and when to wait is crucial for success. Premature action can be just as damaging as inaction. Therefore, cultivate a sense of patience and observe the situation carefully before making a move. Timing is everything, and those who are able to time their actions perfectly are more likely to achieve their goals. Recognize the power of symbols. Symbols can evoke powerful emotions and influence the behavior of others. Use symbols strategically to communicate your message and to build your brand. Symbols can be anything from logos and slogans to rituals and traditions. Those who understand the power of symbols are able to wield them effectively to achieve their goals. Ultimately, the pursuit of power is a lonely journey. You will encounter betrayal, disappointment, and setbacks along the way. But if you are willing to embrace the uncomfortable truths of the world, to master the strategies of manipulation, and to cultivate the qualities of a ruthless leader, you will be well on your way to achieving your goals. The path to power is not for the faint of heart, but for those who are willing to pay the price. The truth beyond comfort is a landscape where sentimentality is a fatal weakness. You will be told that compassion is paramount, that empathy defines humanity. This is a lie. Compassion is a tool, empathy a weapon, and both must be wielded with cold calculation. Do not confuse genuine connection with naive vulnerability. The world does not reward kindness, it exploits it. Recognize those who would use your empathy against you, those who feign weakness to manipulate your actions. Strip away the layers of manufactured emotion and see the raw self-interest that drives them. Every interaction is a transaction, every relationship a power dynamic. Accept this, and you are no longer a pawn. You become a player. Embrace the discomfort of solitude. The masses seek validation in numbers, finding solace in the collective delusion. They crave approval, fearing the sting of judgment. But true power resides in the ability to stand alone, to forge your own path without the need for external affirmation. Disconnect from the echo chamber of societal expectations. Silence the voices that tell you what you should be, what you should want, what you should believe. In the quiet of your own mind, you will discover a strength that others cannot comprehend. Solitude is not loneliness, it is liberation. It is the space where you cultivate your own truth, where you hone your own strategy, where you build your own empire. Understand the illusion of morality. Society constructs elaborate frameworks of right and wrong, designed to maintain order and control. These frameworks are not absolute truths, they are tools of social engineering. They are used to manipulate the masses, to suppress dissent, to enforce conformity. Question every moral imperative. Examine the motivations behind every ethical decree. Who benefits from this particular definition of good? Who is punished by this particular definition of evil? Do not blindly accept the dictates of authority. Forge your own moral code based on your own observations, your own values, and your own understanding of the world. This does not mean abandoning all ethical considerations. It means taking ownership of your own moral compass, refusing to be guided by the whims of the crowd. Recognize the limitations of knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge is a noble endeavor, but it is also a dangerous trap. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. The world is a vast and complex web of information, and no single mind can grasp it all. Do not become paralyzed by analysis. Do not get lost in the infinite details. Focus on the knowledge that is relevant to your goals, the knowledge that will give you an edge over your competitors. Be pragmatic in your pursuit of understanding. Seek actionable insights, not abstract theories. Knowledge is power, but only when it is applied effectively. Cultivate a healthy sense of paranoia. Trust no one implicitly. Question everything relentlessly. Assume that everyone has an agenda, that everyone is trying to manipulate you in some way. This does not mean becoming consumed by fear. It means developing a heightened awareness of your surroundings, a keen sense of observation, and an unwavering commitment to self-preservation. The world is a dangerous place, and naivete is a luxury you cannot afford. Be vigilant, be skeptical, and be prepared for the worst. Embrace the inevitability of failure. Setbacks are unavoidable. Disappointments are inevitable, but failure is not final. It is a learning opportunity, a chance to reassess your strategy, to refine your approach, and to come back stronger than before. Do not be afraid to take risks. Do not be discouraged by obstacles. View failure as a stepping stone to success. Learn from your mistakes, adapt to changing circumstances, and never give up on your goals. The only true failure is the failure to try. Understand the power of deception. Honesty is often lauded as a virtue, but in the pursuit of power, it is often a liability. The ability to deceive, to mislead, to manipulate is an essential skill. Learn to conceal your true intentions, to project a false image, to play your cards close to your chest. Deception is not necessarily about lying. It is about controlling the narrative, about shaping the perception of others. Use deception strategically, to gain an advantage, to protect yourself, and to achieve your goals. Finally, discard the notion of inherent fairness. The universe does not operate according to principles of justice or equality. Some are born into privilege, others into poverty. Some are blessed with talent, others with misfortune. There is no cosmic referee ensuring a level playing field. The world is a chaotic and unpredictable place, and the only way to thrive is to accept this reality and to adapt accordingly. Do not waste your time complaining about the unfairness of it all. Focus on what you can control, on the resources you have available, and on the strategies you can employ to overcome your obstacles.